You're listening to the WordPress and Tech podcast with Natalie Crow Designs and the NCD Academy, the podcast designed for non-techies in business wanting to build, improve, and maintain profitable WordPress websites without the tech overwhelm. I'm your host, Natalie Crow, creator of the NCD Academy WordPress 101 course and the NCD Tech Sessions membership. I'll be sharing with you tips, tricks, resources, and my take on WordPress from my 14 plus years industry experience as a WordPress expert. I'm a strong believer that tech is just a tool that we as business owners have access to share our message and help more people. So my goal here is to help you demystify the tech and help you make the most of your WordPress website. Let's dive in. Hey there, lovelies. Today's episode is going to probably be a short one, but I wanted to go through and just touch on why WordPress is so beneficial, because I get questions in regards to this a lot. So it's the benefits of WordPress itself. WordPress is easy to use. It does take you a little bit of time to actually go through and get familiar with it, but it is something that is super easy to go through and create content once you've actually practiced and got yourself familiar with the process. In terms of speed and efficiency, it's super fast in terms of the actual system that you can build your website on. It's database driven, which is a lot faster than most systems. There's not a lot of heavy code natively to the program. It's also super search engine friendly, which is a massive bonus. So there's a lot of systems that you can build a site on and they don't perform very well on the on the actual search engine. WordPress is one of those systems that does perform really well. You can set your website up to be device responsive through WordPress, so the website will basically adjust on different devices. So whether you're on a mobile phone or an iPad, desktop, etc., or a big screen, you can set it up so the system will actually perform really well, and natively WordPress does actually perform on those devices. It's open source, which I did talk about in a previous episode. Basically, open source just means that the actual system is free to use. So the software and the moving parts of the actual website are available to the public. So that we can actually go through and download things to actually go through, create custom functionality. So the things called plugins and themes, which I'll talk to you in a sec about. But you can go through and actually basically find a plugin or a theme to suit whatever need you have within your business. And that's solely because the system has been made open source, so people can see the back end behind the system and actually go through and develop more things. And I love the fact that it is free to use. You just need your WordPress or reliable WordPress hosting and a domain, and you can pretty much get up and running straight away. I'm touching on that actual plugins and themes. So plugins basically are pieces of code that get plugged into your website to give you more functionality. So there'll be a plugin for like a contact form. So basically you'll be able to go into a section on your website and have the ability to configure that form without having to code anything. Or things like they have visual builders, where it's a plugin that actually plugs into the website to give you the ability to go through and actually design your website, the pages and things like that. Change colors and style the page to suit yourself without having to learn how to code to make that happen, which is fantastic. So there's lots of different free and paid plugins and themes available. The system is super scalable, so you can start off really small and get a basic website set up, and then you can go through and actually it can grow with your business as your business needs change. One of the other things I love about it, whilst I am a coder, or a programmer, developer, etc., and I do have my diploma in coding, there's no coding experience needed to actually use WordPress. As I mentioned before about the visual builders, there's lots of visual builders that are available that allow you to go through and drop and drag content on your screen, and usually they use a really intuitive editing interface to create really beautiful designs. Some of my favorite visual builders, the Divi Visual Builder by Elegant Themes, Elementor, and there's a couple of different ones there, Beaver Builder and WP Bakery are some of the more common ones. The other thing too is that WordPress comes with an inbuilt editor, which they call the Gutenberg editor, which allows you to go through and actually drag blocks of different functionalities to the screen. So you might bring in a paragraph or a text block, or you might bring in an image block, drag it into the spot that you want it on screen, and you can then go through and actually customize that. So it's super handy to have all the functionalities there, but they are super easy, and it is just beneficial that you can go through, drag a block onto the screen and configure it there, and then again, you don't have to code it, and it gives you a lot more freedom and control. Lastly, I just wanted to throw out some of these figures for you, just to give you a feel for the magnitude of what we're working with. WordPress.org, the self-hosted software, is believed to have 455 million active websites throughout the world. So, I mean, that's massive. If you think of how many people that actually amounts to and how many people are actually daily interacting with WordPress, you'd have a look around at the websites that we actually work with day in and day out, the ones that we go to all the time. Many of them will potentially be using WordPress, which is pretty amazing. As I said before, WordPress was originally designed for bloggers, and it's renowned for being one of the best website content management systems or platforms for search engine optimization, and offers complete customization and flexibility there. So we can go through and make the changes to suit ourselves. You can virtually create anything with WordPress. And that can be from the most basic site. You might go through and have a homepage, an about us page, a contact us page, just to get you started. Or you can build the more bespoke, customized systems with lots of moving parts. Like I've got e-commerce, membership, online courses. You might go through and offer, a directory listing, or the actual ability to go through sell products and services. There are so many things that we can do with WordPress. We're really spoilt for choice in terms of what is available in the market today and what you can access primarily freely through plugins and themes. It's just a matter of actually deciding what you want to achieve and then having a look at what's available and configuring it to suit yourself. There's none of those hard yards in terms of having to go through and in previous times where I've had to go through and actually custom code to do a lot of the things, custom memberships and things like that. There are plugins available that you can go through and actually install, go in and activate, and then actually start configuring and have an actual membership up and running quite easily. But yeah, there are so many benefits, and I hope that this highlights some of them for you. If you have any questions in regards to WordPress, or you'd like to go through and actually find out more in regards to the benefits, why not come on over to the WordPress Help Hub, which is my free Facebook community. You can check out the show notes for the direct link, or head over to facebook.com/groups/NCD support, and that'll take you over to my community. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now. You've been listening to the WordPress and Tech podcast with Natalie Crow. I'd love for you to go through and subscribe so you don't miss any of my next episodes. Also head over to ncdacademy.com.au/podcast for all of our free resources and tools and tips.